welcome back to the channel. If you have been here before, or welcome. If it's your first time tuning in, we are back. We are back. Finally, guys. It has been like forever since I've been on YouTube, since I have filmed a video, or even for that matter, really watched any videos. But my husband and I were traveling. We were on our yearly snowbirding journey to Florida, and we drive there, so it's a long trip. I think this time around we were gone for nearly 6 or 7 weeks altogether. We bounced around Florida a little bit this time, and we always stop on the way down a couple of times as well. We stop in Virginia for just like a rest for the evening, and then we stop in North Carolina to visit with our kids and grandchildren there before getting down to our destination. So yeah, we've been traveling. We just got back. Let's see, when did we get back? Just prior to the weekend, I think. Friday, maybe. I can't even remember, guys. The days are just all blurring together. But I missed my babies. I actually did take one along with us, but I'll talk about that some more later. Anyway, it is good to be home. It is definitely good to be home. I missed my house. I was starting to, toward the end of the vacation, I was starting to really miss my house. I especially missed my cats, my stray cats that we take care of, that live in our yard. I had made, arrangements for them to continue to be checked on in their outdoor house, which is like insulated. It has a heated mat, a heated water dish, a feeder that is programmed to continue to make sure that they have food available to them. And I had them being checked on once a week by my lovely son and daughter-in-law. And, but yeah, I was able to watch them on the outdoor cameras, and even to quote unquote talk to them. They could hear my voice, but I really, really missed them because they are used to coming to the back door for their wet food. And I knew I wasn't going to be able to do that during the time that we were away. So I made sure that they had plenty of dry food, but I missed interacting with them. And gosh, you guys, the first day we were back, they came running up to the door, and they've been at our back door getting their wet food like 3 times a day since we've come home. So yeah, I think we were equally missing one another. Anyway, who is this little nugget? This is Ezra, of course. If you have been here before, you'll recognize Ezra. He is a full-bodied silicone baby boy. He is the Mary Lou sculpt by Jennifer Costello del Cegno, who was the one who lovingly, beautifully made this boy come to life. And I got him at the Dolls of the World Expo in Raleigh last year. And I'm eagerly anticipating going back. This time it's in, where is it? I think Greensboro, North Carolina, different venue. So I'm excited, super excited about it. But yeah, here he is, guys. How adorable is this baby? I absolutely am obsessed. Jennifer just did an amazing job with him, painting all of his details. Hopefully you can see them here in this lighting. Like the, all the mottling and veining and things like that. Not too heavy-handed, but definitely there. Definitely there. And he's just so precious, guys. When I got him, I thought of him as a sleeping baby who was maybe dreaming and had a happy little dream. But one of my viewers suggested that perhaps he was in the middle of a smile or a giggle. And for a moment, he just had closed his eyes. And I'm like, yeah, I love that. So that's kind of how I think of Ezra now. He is awake. He's just smiling or laughing. And it brings me joy. He definitely brings me joy, but I am at a funny kind of content place with my collection. It is smaller, and each one of my babies are bringing me lots of joy. So yeah, it's a good place to be. But I thought I would bring him to you sort of stripped down to just his little smart nappy here, his amazing baby cloth diaper. So you could see him. And I'm going to do a little mini patterning of him. And then I kind of thought about maybe taking him out on a walk today. It's sunny and pretty, and it's supposed to be getting up to the like 60s. So we'll see what happens. So I have this D3 Just Matte and this neat little trigger sprayer bottle. I got this at the doll show and I thought it was super cool. And what I usually do is I usually just spray this onto the top of the brush, but you can really just spray it right on the baby as well. I just think you have more control over it, but you can see it, just these little bits that it comes out like that. I don't know if you see it, but I don't like to over powder my babies, and he really isn't shiny at all. So, but yeah, let me just go ahead and gently sort of glide over him with this makeup brush. And yeah, he's really perfect. He doesn't have any shiny spots at all, but every now and again, I just like to put a little bit on like the tips of his fingers. Just softly like this. I love this baby. You guys, look at his hair. Look at his rooting. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. But yeah, I don't have my tripod with me. I don't feel like setting that up. Let's rock him. I love this bouncer seat. I got this from Amazon. But yeah, we'll just give him a little rock. Oh, guys, look how cute. So this little kind of lovey looking thing with the fur body and the little face, bunny face. If I tell you what this is, you won't believe it. You see the center is open there, an open circle? It's a hair tie. It's a ponytail holder. And it came in a package of 3 or 4 different ones. One's bigger and looks more girlish, but I found them in Florida at Bells, okay, B-E-A-L-S, which I would call Bills, but in Florida they call it Bells. And it's a fun little store that I enjoy going to. And I saw that and I was like, oh, those would make precious little tiny loveys for the babies. So yeah, that's what that is. And he loves it. Super soft and nice and little for him. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get him dressed. I think off camera, guys, because I don't want to try to struggle and do it with one hand. I don't feel like getting the tripod. So I'm just going to do the magic of editing. We'll bring him back in his little outfit and shoes, his little ears. Ezra has the sweetest, most realistic baby ears that I've seen. And they're so soft. But yeah, as long as the weather cooperates in every way, I will bring the stroller down after getting him dressed and get a little blankie for him and a passy, and we'll take a stroll and we'll chat. Alrighty guys, I have Ezra in the stroller right now. I decided to put this little denim jacket on him. And honestly guys, it is so glorious out here. It feels like it's mid-60s. The breeze is perfect. It's very, very light. could hardly feel it. And yeah, I might cover up his little legs with this beautiful blue blanket, but we're gonna head off. While we were on our trip, as I was mentioning earlier, I did take one of the babies. I took Arabella, and while we were on our trip with her, and she's my full-bodied silicone bear sculpt, I was not shy about carrying her wrapped in a blanket into the hotels that we stayed at along the way there, down to Florida and back. And the reactions that I got from like the hotel staff members, the people checking us in, oh my gosh, they were amazing. I just felt like, I didn't feel bad filming, but it wasn't really convenient. You know, we were holding some luggage, and it just would have been probably somewhat awkward to try to, you know, bring the camera out and start recording. But one of the young ladies behind the counter at the hotel in Virginia, she was like, oh my gosh, you guys, you have a new baby. And I always think it's funny because we're not of the age where we would be having a newborn baby. But at any rate, she didn't seem to question that. I guess parents are having babies later and later these days, right? But anyhow, she was like, oh my gosh. And my husband quickly jumped in and said, well, she's a doll. And she kind of looked over at her, had Arabella wrapped up in a blanket. Her face was sort of just peeking out because it was chilly at that moment. And she glanced at her and she looked and she goes, yeah, she really is. She's so adorable. And my husband said, no, she's actually a doll. And I don't think she really knew what to make of it at first. And I said, she isn't real. And she goes, what? You know, she goes, wait a second. And then she came around to our side of the desk and she was like looking, and I put the blanket back, you know, I pulled it back and I showed her little hands and everything. And she just couldn't believe it. She was in shock, and she loved the way, you know, she felt, because I said, you can go ahead and like touch her hands and so forth. And she was just so blown away. She's like, I want one. I feel like so many people, when I show them these babies, people who have never seen them in person before, and people are always like, where did you get that? I want one, I want one. Usually those are the women saying they want one though. Anyway, guys, so we had Arabella with us, and I had my Baby Gap Delta pink stroller. If you haven't seen it, check back on a couple of videos ago. I had featured it because I bought it recently. And I did take her out on a few strolls, I did. But I don't know, I just wasn't up to filming. Going to the street right here because some of these sidewalks are really annoying. But anyway, yeah, so I didn't film her the entire time that we were away. But I did enjoy having her with me, and I can highly recommend, like, if you're going to be away from home and it's feasible for you to have one of your dolls with you, I highly recommend it. It is very comforting, especially if you're someone like me I'm a little bit of a homebody, I'm not gonna lie. So I have to feel like I have something special from home along with me while I'm away, other than my husband. So it was a pleasure to travel with her. Keep trying to turn his head to the side because I love his profile, and as the stroller's moving, he's turning it back. So I did tell you guys that I would talk with you a little bit more about our trip, but what if I have some help showing you a little bit more about my trip? Take it away, Minnie.
Hey there, Wishes and Wonder friends. It's your old pal, Minnie, coming to you from the Sunshine State.
Yes, Mia's trip was indeed grand, but they say seeing is believing, so let's check it out.
hope you enjoyed this walk and seeing some of the pictures from our trip and seeing Ezra, of course, looking so handsome in his little denim jacket and his cute little outfit. I forgot to talk about it. He's wearing just a plain white cotton ribbed long sleeved onesie from H&M and this little blue knit short, like diaper short with straps, like a romper short with straps. I think you can see the straps there. And they crisscross in the back. He's wearing white knee socks and his little white crib shoes. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing him, guys, and I hope you will stay tuned for more babies. I'll bring some more back for you to see and hang out with, and we'll be back just as soon as we can. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. Take care.